Welcome to the third and final episode of the studio build. This episode is going to be all about the layout and the design of the studio because something looks a little bit different here. No more desk. I already transported everything. Just moving. I hate moving. Off to the studio we go. So we got everything finally transported here, keyboards and everything. So now what needs to happen, I gotta put all this stuff together and figure out where I'm gonna put it here. First, let me show you the wall. Check it out, this is the finished wall. Nice and textured. Still can't believe we built this thing ourselves. Remember before, this was nothing. And now we have a full-on wall. It's pretty insane. So we'll put the desk together and then decide from there what we're gonna do. Okay, so things are coming along. I finally got the desk figured out. I don't have a screwdriver, so I went to the house real quick and picked up a little butter knife to do my screwdriving. Also, my package did come in the mail. Those are my lights. Now I'm just trying to figure out the layout. I think I figured out what I'm gonna do because I'm choosing to put the desk here, not only because of the soundproofing panels and things like that, but also I figure this option gives me the best room, the amount of space to work with. If I put the desk here, it's gonna kind of cut into the middle of the room, and I figure it doesn't go halfway, it goes about a third of the way into the room. And if I'm trying to film green screen stuff, it's gonna block my filming. So I did some calculations with my lenses. My widest lens is able to catch this wall full body. So we're gonna use this for our photo backdrops and green screen and all that stuff. This is obviously where the desk is gonna go. The speakers here, the soundproofing panels are gonna go here, rug here, some soundproof maybe stuff on the wall. My light, I mean, you'll see the end product I'm gonna put here, but I need to get a C-stand that's capable of holding this light because this thing is way too flimsy. If I put it here, it's just gonna tip over. And now I'm gonna figure out where to put the keyboards and everything else. So see you in a few. Okay, right now I'm doing like cable management a little bit, and I'm gonna put my keyboards up here just to get in focus, have everything look kind of uniform. So I think it's gonna be pretty dope to have my triple keyboard set up here. This desk doesn't have a keyboard tray, so I either have to build one or do what I'm about to do right now. We're getting everything plugged in now, and I actually found some good use for this little end table right here that my friend Faith gave me. It's a perfect size for this keyboard, even though I have 3 right here. Everything's almost set up aside from like my pictures and stuff here. But now what I'm trying to do is figure out where I'm gonna put the lights. So I think what I'm gonna do is put them right here, right above the monitor. And it's very predictable which ones I've got. Show you. Oh, this is heavy. The nano leaf light panels. This is what I got. So I got the 15 because I want to put a big long strip, because you know how my signature look in my videos is the light bars across, you know, this thing. Well, I don't want to have to keep recharging those batteries. Plus, I feel like I can use those for background lights. So I'm going to put these on top of the TV, and it's going to have some really dope features as far as when I play music. It can react to the music because this is the rhythm edition. So pretty exciting. All right, so check it out. Essentially what I've done here is each panel came with a piece of paper, like a sheet in between. So I used some tape and I taped up my design, which is going to be really simple. It's just one bar. That's to kind of plot my idea as to how I'm going to put these up, because once you put them up, you don't want to take them down, because I don't know how reliable the sticky things are. And a little tidbit here, I knew that iPhone had a measuring app, but I didn't know it had a leveling. So I needed this to measure out and make sure everything was level. So I just took my iPhone, opened the level app, put it at the bottom of this to make sure this is level, and it seems to be so. Now let's do a time lapse of that. All right, after a few hours, I finally got this stuff set up, so check it out. Testing, 1, 2. 1, 2. Ooh. There you go. There you go. Yeah, that's pretty dope. I think I did enough for today. Hooked up the desk. I got the keyboards all set up here. I got my lights set up, which took the longest. And then tomorrow, I'm gonna do some cable management. Okay, so we're back here once again, hopefully to finish the setup. Today, I'm gonna show you guys how to hook up your equipment, what it should go into, what all the stuff is for, and hopefully be done, and then start hanging up these photos and different things like that. All right, let's move this. So, basically, what we're working with today is a bunch of different plugs. Hopefully I have enough. I just plugged into the wall and bought one of these things here as well. Okay. Slowly roll this out. I don't want to pull nothing out. So here are all our messy cables. So I have here this Lxgend Pro Behringer preamp, and basically what that is, it's a preamplifier which is actually technically built into your audio interface, like your Focusrite Scarlett Solo. Now I don't necessarily need this Behringer preamp, but it does help sometimes to have a nice preamp. Now this is a regular quality preamp, it's not something like an Avalon or a Neve, but it is a preamp that will give me a little bit of an extra boost if I need it, and maybe a little bit more character and tone to my vocals when I'm recording. There are built-in preamps to the Focusrite, to the Evo 4. Pretty much most preamps that come out these days have their own preamps built in, so you don't really need an actual preamplifier. However, if you do want to color your sound, this is going to be something that you might want to look into, or of course if you have an older audio interface that doesn't have a built-in preamp. Now what we have to talk about right now is how to hook up your microphone into the preamp and the preamp into the audio interface. Basically what you're going to do is you're going to take this 3-pronged XLR cable from the back of your microphone, looks like that. You're going to take this and you're going to plug it into the channel 1 input of your preamplifier. Now in regular situations, if you didn't have a preamp, you would plug this directly into your audio interface via this right here. Boom. However, since I do want to go through a preamp, I'm going to be plugging this into my preamp and my preamp into the audio interface. Now, once you do that, you want to take your other XLR cable with the 3 prongs on both sides. One actually has the holes and then one has the prongs. You take the one with the holes and you plug that into the output of your preamp. And then from there, you take the one with the 3 holes, the side of the 3 holes, and you plug that into your audio interface. That's what's going to get your microphone to go through your preamp, whatever preamp that may be, and then from your preamp into your audio interface. Once again, if you only have an audio interface, you don't need to do all this crazy stuff, but it does help sometimes depending on your preamp. So now we're going to hook up our audio interface to our speakers using 2 1/4-inch cables. Now, depending on what audio interface you have, this might be an older one that has the red, the white cables. If that's going to be the case, then this is not the tutorial for you. You would just hook it up to whatever corresponding color you have. But in my case, I have 2 audio interfaces. Both of them have the 1/4-inch, which I prefer because it allows me to plug it directly into my Rocket 5 speakers, which I think is great. So when you're shopping for cables, this is what I mean by 1/4-inch. It's these big, thick headphone looking cables. These are the ones that you want to use. So it's like this on both sides. Basically, one side is going to go into the back of this. If you see those 2 holes right there, left and right, then the other side is going to go into the back of our speaker. One thing that you want to make sure of when you're plugging in your speakers is the left and the right. So when it's talking about left and right, it's talking about left and right if you're looking in the same direction that the speakers are pointing. You don't want to think about left and right when you're facing the speakers, because then your sound is going to be backwards. You don't want that. Notice it says left and right. So left would be this one, right would be that one. That, like that. Boom. Look how clean that looks. All my hard drives right here, audio interfaces, little space for something else. Push this back. This is my extra headphone ports, but I don't need that. It's just for looks at this point. I forgot I have storage now. That's dope.